What's up, guys? It's Sam, the Raid Man. It's another week. You know what that means? It's another Hydra video. There is a super cool champion. She is one of the faction. I keep wanting to say faction guardians, but that's not the right term. Faction lord, something like that. She is. I have Fyna, the Blade of Arabia. So she's high elf. Basically, she places a ton of buffs, and then when you have more people in your more high elves, you need 3 high elves faction allies. They ignore defense for each buff on them. Whenever a buff is removed or stolen or expires, it fills their turn meter, and then allies deal 25% more damage when attacking out of turn. She's got an A3, which places increased attack, increased crit damage, increased crit rate on all allies for 2 turns, and then when you have 3 allies, it grants an extra turn. She also cleanses once you have 2 allies, and with 3 allies, these buffs cannot be removed, meaning they can't be stolen. A1 doesn't do much. This one is kind of weird. Places block debuffs and blocks damage and counterattack, so 3 buffs on a target ally for 2 turns. If the target of the skill is not this champion, resets the cooldown of all of the target's skills. Now, I got this idea, kind of doing, you can't reset your own skills, but you can reset other champions' skills. So maybe pairing her with like a Yumeko, because this one is on a 3-turn cooldown. You could reduce Yumeko's, or try and reduce Yumeko's. I'm not sure if it would work, but before I even got a chance to test that, I actually pulled another Fyna. So we have 2. Each of them will count as 1 other high elf ally for each team. This one's only level 50, and this one does not have much masteries. So not great mastery-wise. This one has 8-piece protection. I really wish I could get 9-piece. I just don't have another ring or a ring. But I saw Scratch actually posted a comment about this and said this could be really, really crazy with Trunda. Basically, they're kind of using that same double Yumeko team, but double Fyna instead. So we're going to be using Wukong. We're going to be using Bellinor, who is our decreased defense and weakened champion. Let me double check that he's completely built. I think he is, but we're going to triple check. So our high elf champions are going to be Bellinor, who is built, double Fyna, and Arbiter. Those are our 4-ish. We're going to go hard clan boss. I apologize for the setup. Let's just go to factions, high elves. We can select all 4 of them here. Bellinor, Fyna, Arbiter. And then we're using Wukong and Trunda. So let's just type those in. Wukong and not Wutra, Trunda. There we go. And basically just going to nuke everything to death. I think I don't really care about the allies for the little bit of attack. I think we're going to go all crit rate just in case somebody's not crit capped. We also do place increased crit rate buffs, but it'll mean even champions like Arbiter and Fyna, who aren't normally going to crit, will. So first thing you'll see here is that placing a buff fills our turn meter. So we're going to place some more buffs, which fills all of our turn meter more. Now you could reset here. I'm not going to, because there's not really any skills to reset unless I wanted to reset like Arbiters. Same thing here. I could place this buff, but it's just not going to do anything. So we're going to try and be smart when we're using this. The goal is to get as many heads down as soon as possible. So decrease defense and weaken everywhere. Block buffs and a little smack. And then Trunda's going to hit from here. Pretty big hit there. Now we're going to need to remove. You can see that we get some of our buffs stolen, but not all of them. We're going to reset on Trunda. And then when the other head goes, we're going to cleanse everybody. And then I think we're going to reset on Bellinor next. Bellinor is going to counterattack here, do a little extra damage. So is Wukong. So is Trunda, which is not great, actually. That's definitely an issue. Hopefully Trunda does not get feared here. Going to decrease defense and weaken. We're actually going to cleanse those, so it doesn't even matter. Beautiful. Definitely going to target this head, kill him. And let's see if we can do it here. Now, we're not going to have decreased defense and weaken on this head, but we're still going to target it. 1 million there, 3.6 million there. Pretty good damage all around. We don't have a Hex champion on this team. You could potentially put somebody in a Hex or Curse set, but I don't know if that's 100% worth it. Let's go on Trunda again. We're just going to smack a little bit over here. Don't really care about that. Trunda's going to go A1 in. And again, when you're counterattacking, you do a little bit more damage, so that's nice. Trunda, they're going to steal some of Trunda's buffs, which is not great. We're going to try and reduce the cooldowns a little bit. We're going to get a full cleanse off here, plus an extra turn. Just going to go A1. I wish we had the reset to go into Bellinor. Both of them are booked, which is awesome. I think we're going to get it here. Now we're going to go to Bellinor. And let's go here. Bang. All 4 of the heads are decapitated. Now it's just like a race. How much damage can we do? And this is really the way it's going to go. You can see he's doing pretty good damage there. We probably don't need the block buffs, but the goal is really just to nuke a little bit. We're going to go back to Trunda. She gets a little bit of extra turn meter when I use that ability. And then we're just going to continue. Hopefully we're going to get another big AoE while we has some decapitated heads. 13 million, 14 million. Look at that damage. All right, we're already at 66 million damage just 9 turns in. So this is obviously going to be crazy. This team, it shoots to the moon, but kind of just like that, it can also flare out and fail just as fast. So we want to be punching as much damage as we can while we can, basically. Trunda's going to get another turn. Let's slow this one down. We have 2 weak heads. 1 million, 2 million. We got 2 weak hits, but we got big damage over there on that one. So we're at 90 million. We'll get a few 100 million here. Head of Wrath can definitely destroy us pretty bad. Head of Mischief, Head of Decay. Head of Decay is probably the biggest concern, I think, because we don't have a Provoker. So here, I just need to try and kill him before he cleanses everything. But also when they first spawn, they have this little buff where you just take way less damage. So it's going to be really hard to try and kill him there. You can see Trunda did 36,000, so like not even any damage. If we can hit a decapitated head into this head, we have a little more chance, but even then it's not amazing. That was a waste of a buff. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'm going to focus on this, push as much damage as we can, come back, see you guys at the end. Well, I've definitely mismanaged a few things here. But I mean, we crushed 500 million. I do think we can definitely beat this. What's so funny is because they're not stealing these protected buffs, she's literally just invulnerable for the moment. But there goes Poison Cloud, so there goes our damage. It's so funny to watch it because you can't steal any of these protected buffs, which is why I want the full 9-piece perception. But it's still really, really good damage. It's just like, how lucky do you get with the heads and the order of things? And we didn't get too many. 4 heads down. All heads have decreased defense and weaken, and then we're getting to use the Trunda ability. So that's unfortunate. But the team is amazing. I can definitely get full masteries on my Fynas. That will definitely help. Trunda's so funny right now. She's had block damage on forever. You're stealing her turn meter, but you're just giving her all these counterattacks, which is not a lot of damage, but it's still funny. Here's another counterattack that'll be double weak hits. This team has the potential to be way better than it is. There goes Trunda, so this is really dunzo. I'm definitely going to submit this because it's hard, and Wukong is really the only champion that I would kind of use anywhere. So just going to be submitting this run. We're going big on Hydra this week, so that's a lot. That's 1.13 billion. Bellinor 54 million, pretty respectable. Fyna 1.7 and 999. Arbiter 3 million, probably never smelled that much damage in her life before, but she gets all the buffs plus ignore defense and increased crit rate, increased crit damage. Wukong 18 million. Honestly, a little disappointing. Granted, we're going to be constantly resetting and boosting Bellinor, so it can make sense that he did more damage, but not that much more. I was a little bit surprised. Bellinor, I think, is really good. Trunda obviously doing the crazy damage with 485 million. I think if I had 2 Trundas, I could do that, just replace Wukong. That'd be even better. Potentially next week or something, I might try a Yumeko in here. So double Fyna and Yumeko, just because I think that could really get crazy. I was doing some research. I don't believe Yumeko's skill can be reset at all in the coding, except for, of course, with another Yumeko, which is stupid, and that's not how that should work. But that does seem like that's how that works. So I can't reset Yumeko, but Yumeko can reset the other Fynas. The Fynas can reset everyone else. So I think that can be pretty nuts. 565 million damage is by far my record. I honestly think with some tweaking, I could get closer to 1 billion. My Trunda's not built to the 9s. She is built well. And I know pre-nerf, she used to be really good in the Slayer set. Like if you did 9-piece Slayer, you could repeat her damage. But as Saf pointed out in his video, that has been nerfed, so it's not as good now. When I get one of my Fynas in 9-piece protection, that's going to be huge because we're going to get the allies deal 5% more damage per each buff, which we already have. Or we do 5% ignore defense. So we're going to be boosting that damage even more. I would also love to see what a Turvold could do in here. Obviously, no one's going to do Trunda numbers, and Turvold's not as great without Hex. So there's a lot of champions we can potentially sub out in that Wukong spot. But Wukong is great because he steals the buffs from Mischief whenever he steals them from us and spreads them, which happened a few times. He also places block buffs to stop the Poison Cloud going out because Poison Cloud just wrecks this team. So potentially maybe the second Fyna in like a Provoke set, because a Provoke set had definitely slowed us down a lot. So lots of ways we can tweak this team. Leave in the comments what you think about double Fyna, and let me know. And maybe next week we'll make another video improving on this team. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, subscribe to the channel. It's free for y'all. It really helps me out. And I'll see you guys on the next one.